War 2 is actually a good overall package, and I quite enjoyed it watching it in the theater. I would suggest go have a nice outing, watch this movie in the theaters with the family, and have lunch or dinner outside, and you won't regret it. If you go into the theaters with reasonable expectations, you won't be disappointed. I call it a good overall package because there is good action, nice music, dialogues which have the gravitas, and above all, a surprisingly nice plot which keeps you engaged. The movie essentially is about India versus the rest of the world terrorists consisting of a syndicate called Kali, and that is where the research and analysis wing or the raw comes at the forefront, and along with it, the main protagonists of the movie, Major Kabir Dhaliwal, played by Hrithik Roshan, and Major Vikram Chilapati, played by NTR Jr., who is the grandson of the iconic actor and politician from Andhra N.T. Ramarao. Ashutosh Rana plays the character of Colonel Sunil Luthra, and her daughter, Wing Commander Kavya Luthra, and the lady love of Major Kabir is played by Kiara Advani. Throw in Anil Kapoor as a raw chief Vikrant Kaul, and you have a solid cast to keep you engaged in the plot. The nice part of the movie is the plot itself, where though it is India versus the rest of the world terrorists, you keep guessing who's the hero and who's the villain, and everything does become clear towards the end and settles in nicely. Hrithik Roshan plays his role of Major Kabir solidly and shines in his dancing and action scenes, but the actor who really steals the show and really provides a good backbone to the movie is NTR Jr., playing the role of Major Vikram Chilapati aka Raghu. Clearly, he's a mighty fine actor and has done a super job in the whole of the movie. Kudos to the director too to give NTR enough time in the movie instead of yielding to the temptation of just keep showing off Hrithik Roshan. NTR's dialogue delivery, action, dance, and the swagger keeps you guessing if he is a hero or a villain or both. It is amazing that a terrorist action movie like War 2 has a very nice and emotional build up of the relationship between Kabir and Raghu from their childhood days, and a fair amount of time has been given to this build up in the story from the childhood. And it works very well because the viewers begin to understand the logic and the solid reasoning behind why Kabir, played by Hrithik Roshan, and Raghu, played by NTR Jr., are behaving the way they are. And you constantly wonder who is right and who is wrong, and what would you do if you are either of them. It also gives the movie a nice emotional touch in an otherwise all out mechanical action sequences. It is extraordinary that you do remember later the pictures of the two young boys representing Kabir and Raghu in spite of the glamorous cast in the movie. Super job by the director Ayan Mukherjee on adding the sequence of childhood of Kabir and Raghu in the movie. The movie whisks you rapidly between Delhi, Germany, Spain, Italy, and a lot of other places. It has good panoramic and scenic shots on the land, air, and on water. There are car chases which keep you at the edge of your seat. There are guns, grenades, and swords. Anil Kapoor always looks suave and handsome in his roles and doesn't disappoint here either. He clearly enjoys firing the huge machine gun in one scene, which you do remember later. I never thought much about Kiara Advani as an actress, but she kind of impressed me in this movie. I thought she has shed some weight and has developed an awesome goddess like figure, which the director has used nicely in the movie. She gets some chance to emote in her relationship with Kabir and does take part in some action scenes as well, and it looks impressive. I somehow love the scene where Kavya, played by Kiara Advani, holds guns in each of her hands pointing sideways. The camera pans on her, waits for a moment, and boom, she fires both the guns together, and off go the bad guys flying. A little bit tacky, but looks very good on the screen. In the end, the bad guys lose, but there's a cost to be paid, and the movie depicts that nicely. Is Kabir, played by Hrithik Roshan, the hero or a villain? Is Raghu, played by NTR Jr., the hero or a villain? Or both are heroes or both are villains? You will have to go and find it out yourself, and you would not be disappointed at all. The aftercast scene brings on Bobby Deol, which sets up the plot for another struggle against what seems like a terror group called Alpha after the decimation of the syndicate called Kali in War 2. But there's another point which I want to talk about where War 2 does a delicate balancing act, and I think comes out as a winner. What I'm talking about is the presence of the what I call North Indian actor Hrithik Roshan and the South Indian actor NTR Jr. You always feel a little tense, constantly thinking of who is going to have an upper hand, and are ready to be opinionated at all the time as you watch both of them perform. Unless a very fine balance is created, either of the audience who are fans of Hrithik or NTR can get offended. The director is able to maintain that fine balance and keeps both the audiences happy. And in the end, it is not about North India and South India, but as Ashutosh Rana playing Colonel Sunil Luthra says, India first. And that's the dialogue that you remember from the movie as you come out. As I was walking out of the theatre, I heard one of my fellow audience members speak excitedly. Action upar niche tha, but the plot and story was good. The fact that the audience is talking about the movie afterwards speaks volumes. Go watch War2 in the theaters.